Okay, so we've gone through and talked about the roadmap to college, kind of a timeline. And one thing that you heard about over and over again was Naviance. So Naviance is an online system that allows you to explore colleges to kind of track your exploration. And there's some assessments and things that you can do relating to college or career interest. So there's a whole exploration piece to it, which I think right now is probably going to be what you'll use the most. And then in your senior year, it's how you're going to communicate with us about where you have applied and where we need to send your supporting documents and your teachers about letters of recommendation, and it's how all of those pieces get matched together electronically. So this is a really important account for you to set up. For any student planning on applying anywhere or just exploring and thinking about college, you definitely want to have this set up. So I'm going to walk you through those steps right now. Ms. McMillan is going to share with you in your Google Classroom a list of codes, and each of you have your own unique code that will open up your Naviance account. I've created a fake account just called New Student, and I'm going to show you right now how to do that. On this junior information site, you're going to see two different links here for Naviance login. The first is your Naviance account creation link. This is where you go the first time when you set up your account. And then after that, you're going to go to the login page so that you can just log straight in. You can skip some of the other steps. We're starting here with Naviance account creation. You're going to come up here to sign in, students and families. The zip code of the high school, not your zip code, but of Licking Valley High School. Select Licking Valley. And then when you get here, you need to click on I need to register. You can't do the main login because you don't have your account set up yet. So you're going to go to I'm new here, I need to register. And this is where you type in your registration code that is going to be shared with you through Google Classroom in financial literacy class. So I've got BFP3X43D83. Okay, so this is my code as this fake account that I set up. Do I have an email address? Yes. So I'm going to enter that. Please enter your school email address. Okay. So I'm going to use mine. Sorry, it didn't work. And then you make up your own password, whatever it is that you want that to be. Oh, I didn't make my password long enough. If you don't do a good enough job, it won't let you do it. There we go. Okay, so that is done. Now I can log in. So now I'm going to come here. There is my and now I can just go and log into the account. I don't have to go through that process every single time. I would bookmark the login page after you've created your account, and you don't even have to go to our website to find it. I would just have that login page bookmarked. I think that's a really good idea. From here, this is new student. So you see at the top it says Naviance student. That's the student's last name, and then new is the first name. So on yours, you're going to see your name show up there. And this is what it should be looking like when you log into the account. And you can do some different things here. Like I said, you have an opportunity to explore colleges and careers, and the About Me takes you to some different assessments that you can use, thinking about I think there might be a personality assessment on there, and there's some career things. And then My Planner, this allows you to kind of organize all of your searching. So I want you to explore all of that. For those of you who are going to be using this to explore colleges, check this out. Take some time to play around with it. But there's a couple really important things I definitely want you to see in this short video, and you don't need me to give you a tour of the entire site, okay? So there's here, my favorites, it's going to have colleges that you are thinking about and colleges that you're applying to. This is really important next year when we are communicating about where you're applying. So if you are searching colleges, it's it's a good thing to start putting colleges into these lists. So for a lot of you, you're going to have the colleges I'm thinking about group now, and then you'll move some of those onto the colleges I'm applying to list as you decide what those are. And that's a really important thing for you to be thinking about right now and starting to work on. Okay. You do have access to some free SAT, ACT, and AP prep through Naviance. So that is a good resource for you to have and to look at. And then you can, again, link to your planner, put in to-do lists and tasks and things like that. Okay. So I want us to spend some time looking at the Find Your Fit for colleges, specifically the SuperMatch. And like I said, there's tons of tools on here that I'm not showing you today. Play with all of them. You can get in here and do whatever you want, but this is a really cool tool that I want you to know about and I want you to spend some time on, okay? So what the SuperMatch does is it lets you put criteria in that are important to you, and then it matches you to potential schools. And a lot of students will say, I don't even know where to start. Like, I know that OSU is a school because it's in Columbus and it's in Newark, and I know that's a school. I know of Denison because it's in Granville. I know there's some place named Bowling Green, and then that's it. They don't have a lot of other information. So this is a great way to start narrowing down and figuring out what schools you might want to give a little more focus to and you might want to pay a little more attention to. Okay, so you're going to start by figuring out what criteria are important to you that you want to set to have this list narrowed in. You go through and you categorize criteria and you move them into a category of must have or nice to have. Like, this is something I absolutely want to have for sure, or that would be nice if it worked out. Okay, customize, you can choose the information that you want to see in your results. You can pin your favorite schools, right? Which puts them into your colleges I'm thinking about list. So it's kind of like Pinterest, right? You can go through and pin the ones that you like and they'll get added into your colleges I'm thinking about list. And then you can continue to compare the schools that you've put into that list and that you've pinned to each other. So that's a really nice feature. And you also have the option of just searching for a school. Like, I know that I want to learn more about Denison, so I can just type in that college name and I can learn more about Denison. Okay, so I want to show you how to pick the criteria. So let's go through and say, okay, location. I have the option, if I don't want to pick anything, if that's not important to me, I don't have to. I can pick a specific state. I could say, okay, I want to be in the Southeast, you know, any of that. So for our purposes today, I'm just going to say Ohio, that I am looking for Ohio schools. Okay, so that's a criteria that I am going to add. And then I'm going to say that I'm interested in large city schools. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the next thing. And I'm looking for schools that offer a bachelor's degree. And for you at this stage in the game, you're either looking for certificate programs, associates, or bachelor's. You may be interested in learning about schools that offer these other graduate programs, but you're not going to be applying to those programs for next year because that is after you get that four-year bachelor's program. So if you're looking at four-year college, you want to be considering bachelor's programs. Are you interested in online? Do you want to look up specific majors? So, okay, we're going to say archaeology. And I want minors. I'm not going to worry about that. If you wanted to, you could put that in. Okay. And then here, if you put in any kind of an academic information that you have, it helps to kind of say, okay, this is maybe about where comparative students are as far as who gets accepted, and gives you a little bit of an idea. And you can say, do you want a school that gives AP credit? You know, things like that. And you can notice I'm picking some criteria and others I'm not. If it's important to you that they have Greek life, if there's a certain club or organization that you really want, if you want to be in study abroad or you want to do internships, so maybe we want to do study abroad. If you're interested in ROTC, you've got all those kinds of options here. Diversity tab, you can go through, talk about gender concentration, even gives you a percentage option if you want to look at that. We have different types of diversity that you can look at, religious affiliation, any kind of special populations like that that you want to consider. Then we come down here if it's important to you that it's public or private, if you want to look at the size of the school. So maybe I'm interested in a larger school. You can kind of pick what you want, and I want a school with on-campus housing. So I'm just kind of going through and picking stuff. You pick what works for you. For athletics, if you plan to play a sport and that's important to you, that they have that. Any resources that you want to make sure that are available to you. Okay, so here is what I have listed as must-have. I'm going to leave location and major as must-haves. Like, I definitely want to be in Ohio. I definitely want this major. And I'm going to put some of these other things over here. I'm going to leave on-campus housing as a must-have for this search too. I'm going to say these would be nice. If it works out to be in a big city with a larger student body, great. If they offer student abroad, great, but it's not a deal breaker for me, okay? So I'm going to do this search, and then I'm going to come down here below, and I'm going to see a list of colleges that it's saying, hey, based on what you're saying is important to you, you might want to look at these schools. So I see University of Cincinnati main campus. It's a large campus, and it is a large city, and it has my major. So it's saying, okay, this is 100% match based on the criteria that I said were important to me, okay? And it doesn't have a GPA listed here for who the level that they tend to take in, but they do have an average ACT and SAT score. Youngstown State was an 89% match. Well, why? Why was it an 89% match? So for me, it met all my major criteria, and it met student body and offer study abroad, but it's a small city, not a large city. So it's telling me, okay, that's the piece that it didn't match. So I can look that up and see. I get down to Worcester, 78% match. Oberlin. So again, for each of these, I can click on why. Pennsylvania State. Well, why? Well, it has the on-campus housing major, it has all this stuff, but it's in Pennsylvania instead of Ohio, so it's in a neighboring state, and it's near a town, not near a city. So I can go through and decide, okay, well, is that something that I want to explore or not? And there's some other information here that, again, lets me compare and contrast some of these different schools that I'm looking at. One of the things that's really cool about this then is you can pin the schools that you want to add. Again, if you favorite it, then you're saying, okay, I'm putting that in my colleges that I'm interested in learning more about list, right? And then you can go to the college's kind of informational page, and whatever is on Naviance is what the school has decided to share with them. So some schools have a little more than others, but you have a chance to go through and look at different information that they have offered. Some of them have a communicate button when the application process is open. Some of them have an application process or button here where you can apply. And then sometimes you can just go ahead and go to the main campus right from there. And so I click on that and it takes me to the UC campus, and I can go here and I can explore. I can probably set up a visit. Here it is, a virtual visit, and it took me right to that. So I can go through and I can explore and see what the campus looks like online, and I've got an opportunity there to communicate with UC. So all that can happen here on Naviance. It's a great tool for narrowing that list and figuring out where you want to go, okay? You can do tours on those different sites, create your lists, and start your planning. And then don't forget, if there's other schools, if you just want to go check out what some campuses look like, you can go through here or any of those 3 virtual college tour sites that we also posted on our website in the junior information section. So make sure that you take some time to do that. All right, I'm going to remind you the same way that I did the last 2 videos, Mrs. Lichtenauer and I would love to help with this. So if you have questions, you just have to reach out to us. Our contact information is on our website, and we are checking our Google Voice numbers, text and calls 9 to 3 on school days. We have email accounts, and we'll set up Zoom meetings if you'd like to do that. So please, please, please reach out if you have any questions. We'd love to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.